Today is February 10th, 2019, and this is the Troop 854 Court of Honor for Eagle Scouts. There will be 4 recipients today, among them Evan McKimmy.
Troop 854, attention. Will the audience please rise? Color Guard and Troop, forward march. Color Guard, prepare to post the colors. Color Guard, post the colors. Would the audience please join me in pledge allegiance? Scout sign, hand over heart. Pledge allegiance.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Would the audience, or two scouts and scouters, please join me in the scout oath. Scout sign. As an American oath.
On my honor, I will bear my duty to guide my country, to obey the scout law, to help other people at all times, to keep myself physically strong, mentally awake, and morally straight.
Two. Color Guard dismissed. Will the audience please remain standing? That includes you guys too.
Well, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Chris Garvey, and I am one of the Eagle coaches for Troop 854. It's my honor to serve as your Master of Ceremonies this afternoon. At this time, it's my pleasure to introduce our 4 Eagle Scouts that we are here to honor today. Evan McKimmy joined Gallimore Elementary School's Cub Scout Pack 766 as a Tiger Scout. He progressed through the ranks, eventually earning the Arrow of Light, all 20 Weeblo pins, and 37 belt loops. Evan crossed over into Troop 854 and attended his first camp out at the Blue Springs Caverns, where he slept in a cave. Evan has held the positions of Troop Bugler, Patrol Leader, Assistant Senior Patrol Leader, and Troop Guide. As the ASPL, Evan was the acting Senior Patrol Leader on 5 campouts, including the 2017 summer camp at Cole Canoe Base. During that summer camp, the troop earned 13 awards, including Honor Troop. In 2017, Evan traveled to Philmont for a 10-day wilderness hike. He also hiked the Bruce Peninsular Trail in Canada with the troop in 2016, when he saw an eastern Mississauga rattlesnake, snorkeled on 2 shipwrecks, and explored lakeside caves. Despite the daily rain, his favorite camp out was Philmont. While Evan has many fond memories of scouting, such as rock climbing, cave exploring, and river rafting and hiking, his favorite memories are the times that he simply hung out with friends, playing cards and talking. For his Eagle Scout project, Evan built and mounted 15 owl houses for the Canton Parks Department. A total of over 200 man-hours were spent on this project, and the houses are in 6 Canton parks. Outside of scouting, Evan is a sophomore at Salem High School, where he's a member of the soccer team, the lacrosse team, and robotics team. After high school, Evan plans on attending college and pursuing a degree in science, math, or engineering. Our next Eagle Scout is Joey Roggenbush. Joe started scouting in the first grade when he joined Pack 858 out of Hoban Elementary. In early 2011, he earned his Arrow of Light and crossed over into Troop 854. In his time of being a scout, he's gone to many campouts. His favorite, the turkey campout, for self-explanatory reasons, as well as many summer camps that he spent at Cole Canoe Base with his best friends. Not to mention how they spent all their money on pop and candy. His best memory of scouting is the time he went to Philmont, which is an amazing experience. He was able to see things he had never seen in person, like the mountains, elk, and the evil little chipmunks, also known as mini bears. Joey's Eagles project was building 10 picnic tables for Mayberry State Park. He got 5 metal frames and built 5 brand new tables from scratch. The other 5 tables were refurbishments of existing tables. In some ways, disassembling and rebuilding the old tables with new wood was actually more challenging. Joe is currently attending Schoolcraft College to earn an associate's in engineering, after which he plans to transfer to a 4-year college to complete his bachelor's degree. Our next Eagle is Alex Hazelgrove. He joined Scouts in the 2nd grade all the way back in 2008. In 2012, he completed his Cub Scout journey by earning his Arrow of Light. Alex crossed over into Boy Scouts and joined Troop 854. The turkey campout has been his favorite annual troop campout. Alex went on 3 high adventure trips. He went to Philmont in 2015 and 2017, and to Sea Base for scuba diving in 2016. On the whole, Sea Base was his favorite campout. Alex's favorite scouting memory was summiting Baldy Mountain at Philmont and successfully getting his entire crew through that trek. For his Eagle project, Alex led a crew to build 2 buddy benches at Erickson Elementary for the kids who don't have a friend to play with. His crew also landscaped the area with mulch and shrubs. Alex plans on going to the Northern Michigan University starting in the fall of 2019 to study accounting and hopes to be an accountant when he grows up. And our next Eagle Scout is Colin Harvey. Colin first joined the Cub Scouts in the 2nd grade, bridged over in 2011 into Troop 854. His favorite memory during his scouting career was his first cooking campout, where he helped guide the Vikings to a victory over the other patrols. His favorite campout consistently was summer camp at Cole Canoe Base, which he never missed. Colin has attended a total of 3 high adventure trips: Philmont in 2015, Sea Base in 2016, and Philmont again in 2017. Colin's Eagle project was focused on special needs classroom at Churchill High School. His project created pre-vocational tasks that could help special needs teens build skills that could get them jobs in the future. Colin is currently a senior at U of D Jesuit High School and plays for their varsity hockey team. He plans to attend Michigan State University and study physics at Lyman Briggs. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Evan McKimmy, Joey Roggenbush, Alex Hazelgrove, and Colin Harvey. I'll make you stand for 1 more minute. And so as we continue this afternoon, I'd like to invite the presence of our maker to join us, and I would like to ask Mr. Paul Jenkins, Colin's great uncle, to come forward and provide the invocation. Mr. Jenkins.
Father, we ask a blessing upon this assembly and a special blessing on these 4 young men that will be recognized for this outstanding achievement award. Since the first Eagle Scout Medal was awarded in 1912 to Arthur Eldred, this prized accomplishment has sent countless young men on their missions that would end in this achievement of a lifetime. We know that your spirit has been with this group of young men and that they have grown in that spirit. We are aware that these Eagle Scouts have demonstrated their own unique scout spirits, that they have embraced an ideal attitude based upon the Scout Oath and law, that they have performed their service requirements and have accepted their leadership role. May their eagerness and dedication to complete this special program be instrumental in their life that is ahead of them. And may your spirit be with them always. We pray in your blessed Son's name, Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you, Mr. Jenkins. Now you may all be seated. I would now like to ask Mr. Brian Spencer, Troop 854 Committee Chair, to welcome our guests and make a few statements to officially convene this Court of Honor. Mr. Spencer.
Thank you, Mr. Garvey. This afternoon, I would like to extend a heartfelt welcome to the guests, family, and friends of our Troop 854 newest Eagle Scouts, Evan McKimmy, Joey Rocky Bush, Alex Hazel Grove, and Colin Harvey. I'd also like to welcome all of the Troop 854 Scoutmaster, Mr. Brian Ward, as well as the leaders, parents, and all the scouts of Troop 854, and it seems like other troops in the area. The appeal of the majestic eagle has been felt by every great people from prehistoric times to the present day. To the Egyptians, the eagle was a messenger of the gods and the sun, a symbol of eternal life. To the Romans, he was a carrier of Jupiter's thunderbolts and a son of power. To American Indians, he stood as the incentive to valor and the pledge of victory. For us today, the eagle is a living symbol of all courageous and freedom-inspiring Americans. When the Eagle Scout badge was designed in 1912, it was decided that a small silver eagle would be suspended from a tricolor ribbon of red, white, and blue, and so it remains today. The presentation of the Eagle Scout Award is an important and serious matter. For the Eagle candidate, this is the pinnacle of his scouting efforts. The wearer of the Eagle Award is the embodiment of scouting's best efforts and beliefs. These four young men have distinguished themselves throughout their continued performance of active service in scouting. They train and practice in their leadership abilities, and they are marked by the character gained through an understanding of their citizenship and religious beliefs. It is important that each of us understands the meaning of the Eagle Badge. Congratulations, gentlemen, on achieving a great milestone in your lives. I believe this is only the beginning of many that you will have. Troop 854, your parents and friends are very proud of you as you officially join the company of Eagle Scouts. I hereby call this Eagle Court of Honor to order.
Thank you, Mr. Spencer. Now I would like to invite Life Scouts Sam Pearson and Steve Garvey to come up and to present our Scout Law ceremony.
This candle represents the spirit of scouting, the spirit which burns brightly in the heart of every scout.
Let us renew our spirit by reminding ourselves the meaning of the Scout Law from the 1918 Handbook for Boys.
A scout is trustworthy. Scouts A scout's honor is to be trusted. If you were to violate his honor by telling a lie, or by cheating, or by not doing exactly a given task, when trusted on his honor, he may be directed to hand over his scout badge.
A scout is loyal. He is loyal to all whom loyalty is due. His scout leader, his home, and his parents and country.
A scout is helpful. You must be prepared at any time to save a life, help injured persons, and share the home duties. You must do at least one good turn to somebody every day.
A scout is friendly. He is a friend to all and a brother to every other scout.
A scout is courteous. He is polite to all, especially to women, children, old people, and the weak and helpless. He must not take pay for being helpful or courteous.
A scout is kind. He is a friend to animals. He will not kill nor hurt any living creature needlessly, but will strive to save and protect all harmless life.
A scout is obedient. He obeys his parents, scoutmaster, patrol leader, and all other duly constituted authorities.
A scout is cheerful. He smiles whenever he can. His obedience to orders is prompt and cheery. He never shirks nor grumbles at hardships.
A scout is thrifty. He does not wantonly destroy property. He works faithfully and wastes nothing. He makes the best use of his opportunities. He saves his money so that he may pay his own way and be generous to those in need and helpful to worthy objects. He may work for pay, but must not receive tips for courtesies or good terms.
A scout is brave. He has the courage to face danger in spite of fear, and to stand up for the right against the coaxing of friends or the jeers or threats of enemies. And defeat does not down him.
A scout is clean. He keeps clean in his body and thought, stands for clean speech, clean sport, clean habits, and travels in a clean crowd.
A scout is reverent. He is reverent toward God. He is faithful in his religious duties and respects the convictions of others in matters of custom and religion.
Thank you, Sam and Steve. It's now my honor to introduce, or to present actually, our newest Eagle Scouts with their first gift from the troop. And this gift is this tribute book here. So I've got one for each of them. And this was, for years, this was done by Chris Poole, and recently Will Pearson took over this role and basically sent out several dozen letters to both federal, state, and local officials, and got these nice tribute letters back, including some past presidents, like including Bill Clinton and George Bush, and Jimmy Carter, et cetera. So this is a really nice memento for each of the boys to keep and to have for some time. And I think partly because of the most recent elections and some of the turnover there, we don't have all of them in. Some even came in this past week. And there should be a large one coming, suitable for framing, that wouldn't even fit in here from the governor. That hopefully we'll have for you soon. But that's a gift for each of them. We'll have them out here on display if you want to look at those later on. Next, it's my honor to introduce our guest speaker, is former Troop 854 Scoutmaster, Mr. John Gutenberg.
Thanks, Chris. This is a first for me, 4 Eagle Scouts. I don't think I've ever seen just even 2 Eagle Scouts at the same time, so this is exciting. I'd like to first thank Evan, Alex, Colin, and Joe, and their parents for inviting me to be the guest speaker today. It's an honor and a privilege for me to help recognize the momentous accomplishment that these 4 young men have achieved. I have three sons who participated in Boy Scouts. I crossed over into Troop 854 in 2005 with my middle son. Became Scoutmaster in 2007. I led the troop for 7 years. Participated in countless weekend campouts, high adventure trips, summer camps, high adventure base camps like Northern Tier, Sea Base, and Philmont. And I'm a firm believer in the benefits of the scouting program. These young men have learned the ideals of scouting, Scout oath, law, motto, and slogan, and they truly demonstrate these ideals in their everyday life. We've all seen that as parents, adult leaders. Maybe parents might be a little too close sometimes to see it, but we've all seen the tremendous growth in these guys over the past 5, 6, 7 years. They've learned basic scout skills. They've learned more specific knowledge from various merit badges that they've earned. And they've learned leadership skills that they will use, I can guarantee you, throughout their life. And I want to focus on one very important thing that these young men have demonstrated. That is that they've demonstrated the ability to have a goal, to have a vision, and to work hard to achieve that goal. They've learned that it's okay to fail along the way. They've demonstrated that they know what to do when they fall down. They get back up. And that's what being a winner is. That's what being successful is. You try. You set goals. You may fail along the way, but you get back up. Michael Jordan, arguably the best basketball player of all time, said, "I've missed more than 9,000 shots in my career. I've lost almost 300 games. 26 times I've been trusted to take the game-winning shot and missed. I failed over and over and over again in my life, and that is why I succeed." The patrol method, which is the boys working together on a common goal under the leadership of their patrol leader or their senior patrol leader, is so important because the adult leadership holds them accountable for their plan and their execution, but we also give them permission to fail. I've often thought that some boys, I know my boys, that's sometimes the only way they do learn is through failure. But we encourage them to try. We encourage them. We give them permission. They give themselves permission to fail. It's a great environment, and part of the program is a post-mortem, if you will, reflection on a camp out or an outing or a day in the backwoods of Philmont that we call Thorns, Buds, and Roses, where you look at the good, what went well that day, what went bad, what do we not want to do again, what do we want to do more of, do better. So these guys have learned those techniques, and that patrol method is really important to that growth. Patrol methods, it's never more evident than with patrol cooking. And patrol cooking is something that I've been in troops where it's not emphasized. I've been in troops where an adult planned the menu and somebody just cooked it. And I always felt that was, maybe at the time I was new to Scouts, I didn't know, but upon reflection, we're really missing a ideal opportunity for the boys to learn and to learn leadership and to learn how to fail and to get back up. So with the patrol method, there's patrol cooking. That's one thing this troop does very well. Boys have to plan, prepare their own, sometimes creative menus. And I've seen some spectacular failures over the years. I've seen burnt food and mustard eggs. I don't know. We took an all-day canoe trip one day, and one of our campouts early after I joined the troop, and the boys left lunch back at camp. So we were on the river we had a cooler, but it wasn't the lunch cooler. It was I don't know what was in it, but it wasn't food. We've had patrols show up for weekend camping without food. I thought you were shopping, so so those kind of failures, they learn from that, and it's a safe environment where we'll take them out. There's always extra food. We take them shopping, pick up. I remember sausage balls, which I think that tradition has ended, thankfully. Sausage balls were the idea. You made I think there was cheese and other stuff in the sausage ball, but then they cook it, kind of rolled around on the griddle, and sometimes the balls got to be like baseball size sausage balls. And they thought you rolled the sausage ball along the griddle, and the outside got cooked, of course, but the inside was quite raw. So we usually caught the undercooked events. Joey was reminding me of Pepsi chicken that one of his very first campouts, and that was my son Nathan's, under his leadership. They were going to make Coca-Cola chicken. I don't know if they forgot the Coke or but it turned into Pepsi chicken, which in itself is not too bad. But we came to check on them. So, well, where's the chicken? Because it's chicken breast, you got to pre-cook it, you put it in let it cook with the Coke and some other stuff. And it's in there. It's like, what do you mean it's in there? It's in a pot. That's a pot. You just put the raw chicken in the pot and you're cooking it with the Pepsi. Yeah. So, but we made sure they cooked it long broil of the Pepsi, and I actually tried some of it. It wasn't too bad. Made sure it was cooked. In Joey's bio, he mentions the turkey camp out, and turkey camp out was, we had, I think turkey camp out, we always ate pretty good. The turkey camp out, the cooking challenges that we would have, those were some really spectacular meals. We had bacon smoked turkey, bacon covered turkey. We had Twinkie covered turkey. I think they even stuffed it with Twinkies that year. But we had plenty of turkeys, so we had other turkeys. So that one, I wasn't a fan. We even had a turducken one year. That was an ambitious undertaking. The boys did need some help to pull that one off. Bacon explosion, one of my favorite recipes that the boys did on their own. The adults kind of have a thing for bacon. There's always a bacon. There's always bacon in our menu somehow. And I remember we were talking about bacon explosion. Someone had the recipe on the internet. It's sausage wrapped in bacon and slow cooked. And we talked about it enough. The boys heard us talking about it. But we never made it, and they showed up on a turkey camp out. This is, it's boy led, so you guys plan your side dish. Every patrol makes a turkey, you plan a side dish. And so what do you want to make? You know, stuffing, mashed potatoes, gravy, and this patrol said bacon explosion. So we had bacon explosion as an accompaniment to our turkey that year, and it was very greasy, but it wasn't too bad. It was ambitious, and it turned out good. Peach cobbler, I remember they found strawberry syrup, like the strawberry milk syrup or something, in the trailer, and that went into the peach cobbler, and that became, for one patrol, that was the recipe from then on. You had to have strawberry syrup and peach cobbler. In Collins' bio, he talks about the Vikings and winning the cooking camp bio. That was a big deal. You know, challenge amongst all the patrols, and they had the breakfast burrito. I've talked to Joey remembers that, and that recipe lived on for some time. One of the reasons I like cold canoe base, it gets us a little further from home, but they have troop cooking there. I've been to summer camps where there's a dining hall, and everyone has to meet at your camp, march to the dining hall, wait for your turn, and you all sit down, and it's all like buffet style eating there. But Cole doesn't do that. They deliver the food, or you actually have to go get the food and cook it in your camp. And I think, given the time that I've spent waiting for a dining hall lunch or dinner, I don't really think that saves us a lot of time, and it gives the boys great opportunity to demonstrate leadership at summer camp. But summer camp is a scary event for the first-year scouts, right? So they've probably gone on and camp out. Hopefully, we have a trail of first class camp out we do every spring. They've probably done that, but this is like, some of them, it's their first time away from their parents. There's canvas tents that don't really close. There's weather. We came close to evacuating our camp one night in the summer. In fact, someone in the neighboring camp started yelling, at the boys to get up, we gotta go, and it was just right across the road. So of course our boys all, like, what's going on, got up, and then that caused some concern. A different year, there was a microburst that blew over some trees, and we had a big branch fall close to, but thankfully not on any of our scouts. And the insects in camp. A lot of these guys, especially those canvas tents, you guys can't keep the bugs out of those. And I tell you, the camp didn't do me any favors, didn't do the adults any favors by posting big color posters on the latrine about the dreaded brown recluse spider. I don't know how many times I had to come check a tent and assure the scout that that's not a brown recluse, or that's not a brown recluse bite. I don't think. Just walk away. Tell your mom when you get home.
Yeah. Or in Mississippi, maybe, but not in Michigan.
And as first-year scouts, these guys looked on with wonder and eventually envy at the older scouts setting up camp in what's called the ghetto. And it was a narrow corridor between some trees that the older scouts turned that location into sort of prime real estate, and that became like a badge of honor and rank to be able to pitch your tent in the ghetto. passing the swim test is hard. Jumping into that 15-foot black, you can't see the bottom of that lake, black water. Maybe not passing it the first year, but eventually passing it. Anarchy night, I don't know if that's still a thing.
No.
I don't know.
We had it last year, but nothing to happen.
I don't know who came up with that name, but it was pretty appropriate. That's when the camp wants the adults, all the adults, to come for dinner. It's also sort of a time for them to give us a pitch on doing more with the council or whatever. The whole time, our boys, we can hear them. They're like just across the parking lot, and you're just dreading what we're going to find when we get back to camp. But these four didn't quit. All that brown recluse spiders, burnt food. On the food, we have a spice kit. You guys still have the spice kit? That was. I've seen the boys turn just a mundane meal of chicken breasts or tacos or sloppy joes into a culinary masterpiece through the use of, sometimes overuse of spices that whatever they could find in the spice kit. But again, these guys didn't quit. Even Alex breaks his leg on his first year at summer camp. Not on Anarchy night. It was on the first night, the first day. And that was a fun call, having to call and explain to Chris that somehow my son landed on his son. And there was a broken leg as a result. But he came back in the fall and hasn't looked back, thankfully. So the adventures of fun and polar bear swims, ice cream socials / dance parties at camp, rump bumps, river rat rodeo, lumberjack festivals, other troop events brought these guys back year after year until they were the older scouts pitching their tent in the ghetto and leading the troop to victorious war canoe events or lumberjack competitions. And Evan is acting senior patrol leader at summer camp. That is a hard job. I mean, the adult leader job is hard. We kind of signed up for that. But we put a lot of pressure on that SPL, and that's an awesome experience that Evan and all these guys have had as scouts, leading the troop. As they grew older, they participated in more adventurous things: whitewater rafting, backpacking, Philmont Sea Base. I still remember the look on Colin's face as he was thrown out of our raft on the Youghiogheny River in Ohio, Pennsylvania. And as he was swept under our raft, I remember thinking, how am I going to explain this to his mother? Fortunately, he popped up like 10 feet downstream and started quickly dog paddling back to the raft. But we got him in, and I remember how excited he was to tell his mom back at camp what happened. I think it's noteworthy that all four of these guys have been to Philmont. Philmont is that is like the pinnacle challenge for these for boys and for their leadership. There's the physical challenge, the long hikes, the steep climbs, climbing Mount Baldy and the other mountains, weather, and of course freeze-dried cooking. Probably even harder is just the mental challenge of being exhausted and suffering from altitude effects a little bit, and having to deal with your crew on that hike. So that's great experience for you guys. I heard a statistic that 75% of people in this country are not happy with their jobs. And I believe this is because they had no plan, they had no vision of what they really wanted. Or maybe they did, but they gave up. They drifted around, they showed up somewhere, and they got hired, and they got a job, and that was kind of it. They had no plan. Well, these young men had a plan. And congratulations again on achieving the rank of Eagle Scout, an accomplishment that takes more than just showing up. Each of you decided at some point, some earlier than others maybe, but at some point you had to decide to achieve that goal and to start working on that plan. It wasn't, you couldn't just show up to the scout events and get this far. And with Eagle, there's no plan B. There's no safety net. There's a time limit, there's a deadline for these guys, and you either meet it or you are life for life, right? Once you're 18, you're done. So you should all be proud of your accomplishment. I know I am, we all are. We all look forward to hearing of your continued success. Thank you.
It's now time to begin the presentation of the Eagle Award. So if you four gentlemen would step to the center over here, I am now going to present you with the Eagle Charge. When a scout begins walking the scouting trail, he sees and he learns. As he progresses, his emphasis shifts from acquiring skills to teaching and sharing the skills he's learned. Further along the trail, he understands his efforts have prepared him to make a difference in other people's lives. This is an exciting realization for most scouts, that becoming prepared to act and then acting to serve others is both rewarding and motivational. You have reached a key point in your journey along the trail. As we gather this afternoon in celebration of what's been accomplished so far, we're also standing at the start of an entirely new journey. Your efforts so far have prepared you for an even more exciting trail called the rest of your life. Where will you go, and what will you do? When starting on any journey, you prepare by studying maps, checking your gear, and setting a plan. The ancient mariners who traveled with only the stars for navigation were successful for several reasons. They were prepared, they had the skills, and they had courage. There are many facets of scouting ideals. Be prepared, do a good turn daily, live out the scout oath daily, and adhere to the scout law. These are guideposts to the journey ahead of you. Throughout your journey, remember your duty to others, specifically to your country as a participating citizen, and to all those you assist by obeying the tenets of the Scout Law, the motto, and the slogan. You continue to have a duty to yourself to remain physically strong, mentally awake, and morally straight. As an Eagle Scout, you have assumed a very solemn obligation to live out Scouting's ideals from this day forward. This is a great undertaking, one in which you are uniquely prepared, just as the ancient mariner was prepared to set sail by the stars and with courage. As you live up to your obligations, you bring honor to yourself and to your brother scouts. I charge you to be among those who dedicate their hearts, their hands, their skills, and their abilities to serve others. Set an example of clean living, honest work, and unselfish citizenship, regardless of what others may say or do. Each of you have been judged by the Boy Scouts of America as worthy of being recognized as an Eagle Scout for the rest of your life. You are marked men. Make no mistake, the honor is not derived from a patch, a medal, or a piece of cardboard that certifies your rank. The honor is generated by your consistent acting out of your principles. Evan, Joe, Alex, and Colin, I charge you to enter the Eagle Scout Brotherhood without reservation and to hold always before you the ideals of reverence, honor, and service. Welcome to the team. It is now my honor to introduce our Scoutmaster, Troop 854, Mr. Brian Ward, to administer the Eagle Pledge and to present the Eagle Award. Brian? Thank you.
Hi, everybody. I'd like to invite all the Eagle Scouts in the room to join our 4 new Eagles here in the front. As our court of honor began tonight, your fellow scouts repeated the scout oath. Now you will stand with your brother Eagles and repeat the new oath, the Eagle Scout promise. Though the words you say are similar to those you've said so many times before, today they will mean more to you than they ever have. When you pledge yourself to, on your sacred honor, you will be sealing the oath with the words that close the Declaration of Independence. I'd like all the Eagle Scouts that have gathered here to join in rededicating themselves by repeating the Eagle Scout promise with our newest Eagle Scouts. Please make the Scout sign, and repeat after me. I reaffirm my allegiance.
I reaffirm my allegiance
to the 3 promises of the Scout Oath.
to the 3 promises of the Scout Oath.
Duty to God and country.
Duty to God and country.
Duty to others.
Duty to others.
And duty to self.
And duty to self.
I thoughtfully recognize.
I thoughtfully recognize.
And take upon myself.
And take upon myself.
The obligations and responsibilities.
The obligations and responsibilities.
Of an Eagle Scout.
Of an Eagle Scout.
On my honor, I will do my best.
On my honor, I will do my best.
To make my training and example.
To make my training and example.
My rank and my influence.
My rank and my influence.
Count strongly for better scouting.
Count strongly for better scouting.
And for better citizenship.
And for better citizenship.
In my troop.
In my troop.
In my community.
In my community.
And in my contacts with other people.
In my contacts with other people.
To this I pledge my sacred honor.
To this I pledge my sacred honor.
Please be seated. Thank you. Hi. Gentlemen, your parents have undoubtedly been your primary source of help and strength on your trail to Eagle. No one will ever know the unnumbered acts of self-sacrifice from your mother. I'd like your mother to pin the Eagle medal on your uniform. So, moms, if you want to come up. Okay. In recognition of your mother's devotion, please present her with the Eagle Mother's Pin. Scott.
It's okay to hug your mother.
It's not okay.
So, your father has been the source of much advice and guidance along the Eagle Trail. So I'd like him, you guys can come up, to present you with the Eagle Scout neckerchief. Wear this proudly to show the world that you have achieved the highest recognition the BSA can bestow on a young man.
Go ahead, Terry. Give him a kiss on the cheek.
So, Scouts in return, please present your father with the father pin.
There you go.
All right, and now I will present each of you with your Eagle Scout certificate, which
Yeah, you're out.
Hi, guys. Troop 854 has several ways to recognize our Eagle Scouts. The first is a plaque made of badges of rank, office, and merit that you have earned to this point on your scouting trail. These tributes are assembled by Valerie Pratt. Thank you, Valerie. Committee member of Troop 854. We present this memento to you as a token of your achievement and an inspiration for your path ahead. Okay, the second way we recognize is with the troop flag that you see hung behind us. In 2000, Eagle Scout Rick Keeling presented the first flag with the name of all Troop 854 Eagle Scouts emblazoned on it as his Eagle gift to the troop. As this flag is filled, Brendan Gutenberg stepped up with the second flag as his Eagle gift to carry forward the tradition for our troops' future Eagles. Please remove your covers, reveal your name, and join the great heritage of our Troop 854 Eagle Scouts. Don't rip it up. Okay, you guys just clap, and you get to clap again. And now it gives me great pleasure to again present to you Troop 854's newest Eagle Scouts, Evan McKimmy, Joey Roggenbush, Alex Hazelgrove, and Kalmar.
As one of the Eagle coaches here, I have a gift for each of you as well. This is a Eagle Scout key ring. Have a gift from me, from the troop. And if you guys all have a seat except for Evan, because I'm going to make Evan go first. So up until this point, we've heard much about the values of scouting. We've heard about the meaning of the Eagle rank. And we've heard that from the community and from the troop perspective. I'd like now for each of our Eagles to have a few moments to share with us some of their own reflections on scouting and on attaining the rank of Eagle Scout. So, Evan, the floor is yours.
All right, so I'd like to thank both my parents and all of the troop leaders who are here that helped me earn Eagle Scout. I know that you guys work really hard to help out all these kids, and it is a boy-run troop, but it wouldn't be the same without you. So I have some pretty good memories about scouting, like whitewater rafting. I almost bought a cotton shirt. It wasn't fun. Climbing under a cave for 2 days, but Philmont, it rained for a week straight. But the most important ones of all would probably be when I'm just sitting with my friends, maybe in a tent or just outside playing cards or just talking, because I feel like that's one of the most important parts about scouting is just having fun with friends. This next comment I would like to direct to any of the younger scouts that are here, although not too many. So if any of you are thinking maybe scouting's not right for you, or maybe I'll just quit next year, I just want to tell you that it is worth it to stay, because if you're thinking you don't like how we may do things, or you don't like the campouts, sooner or later you're going to be a leader, and you'll be getting to pick those campouts and pick anything you like because you're the leader now. That's what I feel is really good about having a boy-run troop, because we all get to make our own decisions. And sure, the adults help, but it still is helpful to have that much freedom. Again, I would like to thank everyone for helping me achieve this rank.
Yeah, Joe.
I'd really like to thank everyone for coming today to celebrate all of our achievements. And scouting has been like one of the best experiences that I've ever had in my life. Ever since like starting out as like a Cub Scout with Mr. Stan over there being one of the Cub leaders or whatever it was called, to going over to this troop. It's been so fun making all of these kind of friends like Ryan and having all these fun experiences and seeing everyone else have so much fun. Like one of the best examples of recent memory was last summer camp. It was the last day. They had finally gotten a shipment of Arnold Palmer and Curtis here had pretty much bought the whole stock. But there's a serious note to this that I definitely did wait too long to really go for my eagle. This is pointing more towards the young scouts. There's a certain adult in the audience here that really pushed me to get my eagle, and really pushed. What was I going to say? Don't wait. Don't act like me, like basically going through your senior year of high school, being 17, and waiting until the last summer to finish up your last 3 merit badges, and the summer to start up your Eagle project like I did. It's not a good way to go. Because you'll be tearing your hair out. It'll be stressful. Don't do it. Just probably get done maybe like 2 or 3 years before. But yeah, that's pretty much my speech.
Hi. First off, I'd like to thank everybody for showing up here. So as you probably know, on the first day of summer camp, I broke my leg. Yeah, Mr. Gutenberg's son fell right on top of it. So I just want a piece of advice for all you younger scouts who may be sitting in the audience thinking that, you know, scouts hasn't been what you thought of it so far, and that maybe it isn't right for you. I want to recommend you guys stay in it as long as till you get your eagle, and even beyond that. Because if I quit the first time I broke my leg, I wouldn't be here today. I wouldn't have all these memories. Yeah. So you guys are going to miss out on a lot of stuff if you just give up right now. You got to keep going with your life, and you want to make Eagle, and even beyond Scouts, you want to go through your job. Something doesn't work out, just keep pushing forward, okay? Because you're going to make beautiful memories along the way, and you're going to have awesome events to go along with it. Thank you.
First off, I'd like to thank all my friends for being here today, and I think we have like the whole section of Arby's over there. But yeah, like scouting has given me opportunities to go places that I've never gone before, like the backcountry of Vermont and scuba diving and sea bass. I also feel that scouting has given me a place where I can be myself, where normally I wouldn't have a place to be myself to do that. It just means so much to me that scouting has given me so much. To all you youngsters out there, my advice is to stay organized, because I was not. I had so many times where I just couldn't find new cards, but like I needed them the most. So I still have nightmares from just forgetting them. So stay organized. That's my advice to you guys. I'd like to thank my mother, father, Mr. Gardner for helping me through my Eagle Scout, Mr. Knudsen for being there for me, Mr. Panic for all the high adventure trips that we went on together, and just everybody helped me get here. Thanks.
Right. You four aren't quite done yet because I think you have, we have a tradition also in the troop where the Eagles give a gift back to the troop. So I think you have some things you want to present to Mr. Ward. And then you also have a mentor pin up here that you can present a mentor pin to whomever you've decided you want to give it to. So you guys want to go and do that now?
So, once you one at a time, just say who your mentor is and why, and then you can ask that person as well.
So my mentor was my dad, John McKimmy, and that's because throughout like all of my time in scouting, he would always be the one that pushed me and helped me through stuff. So. And I also gave $75 to the troop as my gift.
For the trailer?
Huh?
For the trailer?
The trailer
Just
should be
in
done,
general.
yeah.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
You gotta be prepared, Uncle Jim.
Okay, sorry, man.
As I said during my speech, there's a certain adult that really pushed me to get my eagle. This side of the troop really knows him, especially on early mornings at summer camp. It is going to Mr. Rob. Here is a $100 worth of interior trait of
So my Eagle mentor, yeah, he's been an, he's just helped me out, like, just through a lot. It's Mr. McKimmy.
My Eagle mentor print, I'm going to give it to Mr. Gutenberg, because after his son broke my leg, he came over. He came over to my house and he really convinced me to stay in it, and he helped me get my second class. So. And I have a tent.
You just hold on. You're gonna have to get Thank you.
$100 for the trailer.
Wow.
We have 2 tents and then new lanterns for you guys.
Great. Thank you.
Wow.
All right, and then our tradition to close is our Scoutmaster minute. So, Mr. Ward, you're officially on the clock.
No, not yet.
Get the timers out.
Wait, I'll tell you when it starts.
Just gonna get four boys. Okay, Scoutmaster Minute today is going to be on tools. So the definition of a tool is a device or implement, especially one held in the hand, used to carry out a particular function. You Eagle Scouts probably use many tools on your Eagle projects. Most of us use tools every day. They can be used to open a can, tighten a screw. We all have a lot of tools at our disposal. Some big, some small. Some you plug in, like a saw. Sometimes like a grinder if you have to repair some tables, Joey. Yeah. Okay, as you reflect on your Boy Scout career, you should think of all the skills you have developed to allow you to carry out the things you want to do in your lives. Boy Scouts attempts to give you the tools to be successful. You may think of when you learned to build a fire or split wood with an axe, but you also learned how to cook and clean and work with your peers. Some of you became patrol leaders or SPL, developing your skills to lead others. As you move on to college and all your challenges of life, just remember to use the tools that you learned in Scouts. The Scout oath and law will get you through difficult times. That's it.
All right, well, this concludes our Eagle Scout Court of Honor. I'd like to thank you all for coming out and for joining in this celebration. Let's give our newest Eagle Scouts one more round of applause.
Color guard, prepare to tie the colors. Troop attention, color guard, retire the colors. Troop salute, hand over heart for scout sign. Color guard ho.
Thanks again for coming, and we've got some nice refreshments over here. If you could please join us for the reception, and I want to congratulate these young guys. Thank you.
Stevie's always pop.
This thing is awesome. It was handmade by a gentleman from Arkansas.